felt it your entire life, that there's something wrong with the world. You don't know what it is, but it's there. This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
All right, guys. So we're still in gold, right? You know, let's look at our trade right now. Doing really, really well. I just got in another. Unemployment claims came out a lot worse than expected here. Just kind of like I spoke about on the last session. You see this right here? I don't really like this. Order flow. Reaccumulation looks like distribution. We can go in the lower time frame here to kind of trade in between it, but I personally don't really like this. I don't like this consolidation here. You have no break of the Asian range, nothing really going on here. It's kind of a lot of nothingness. What I can see is some shorts here potentially. All right, internal shorts. I see that in the meantime. As for buys, I want to get in buys here because we're bullish, but the only area that I would look for any type of buy would be here. Price is already past that. Perfect area of entry would have been at like 1 a.m. Internal buys. Then maybe if price comes back down here. Those are areas of entries for buys. From what I'm just seeing, other than that, it kind of just looks somewhat odd to me. Nas is bullish, but again, like, I'm more swinging Nas. I would look for buys like around this zone here, but this zone's already kind of mitigated it. This zone's mitigated. This zone's the only zone I haven't seen really a real mitigation here. I would like to see a swipe of liquidity. Other than that, I don't even really want to trade Nas, but this thing is more bullish. It looks like it's about to go into order flow right now. What I mean by that, order flow, it looks like it's about to do this. Then come back up. And usually, remember guys, this happens during the end of the year, so I'm a little cautious because, I mean, guys, look, we've only moved with Nas, what, like 1% over the last, what, 10 days? Nas will sometimes move, what, 5% in 8 hours. You know what I mean? So volume really isn't there. People are like, again, the market slowed down around this time of the year. So I'm trying to find something, but I want a high probability setup. I don't want to risk my capital for, you know, not that great of a setup here. That's why I'm only taking like potentially like these areas of interest. Like even on futures here, like same thing, those area of interest are probably the most important, and trading within the range, because even on futures, like the range is kind of just there, you know, and we would trade in between the buy and selling ranges. That's kind of like my strategy here, because there's no movement, there's no breakouts, I like to trade the breakout. When there is no breakout, it's kind of difficult here. 10-year yields, let's look at bonds. The bond yield going down means bonds are going up. But we already talked about that here. Usually there's a miscorrelation. We're still in gold. We're still in our heavy buys for gold. And you see gold going up again, you know. There was a re-entry earlier today at 9 a.m. I kind of took it again. Yeah, gold's going to make its next move. So I'm excited because it looks like gold's finally going to break out to its high here. I've been calling buys here, called buys here, called buys here. You know, look this morning for more buys here. Buy after buy. And you guys have already been seeing kind of the trade ideas that have been sent out from our group, which is doing really, really well, right? Incredibly well. Gold tends to move during the winter, gold tends to move. So that's why, again, like I actually do like trading gold, because during the winter it does tend to move. It does tend to do its thing here. So it's very much like, how do I say, like a really, really good pair to trade, especially around this time period, you know? So we're in buys here. I mean, guys, we're still in buys. Gold's been paying my bills here for years now. So this is really good. This is really good. Look at TP3 just hit. Let's look at GU here. Really good trade. Again, same stance. This one was a what? 1 to 7, 1 to 7.6. All right, over 110, 120 pips here, so solid. I'm looking for a re-entry here with GU. Again, this was a textbook. Like, I love it sometimes when you get these. You don't get them all the time, but I call them perfect trades. And a perfect trade, you might get one in a blue moon. Like with gold, sometimes you'll get it once or twice a week. It's the perfect trade. That's like I call it the perfect trade. 1 to 2 times a week, you'll get a really, really good gold trade, okay? So and it has to do with the strategy, right? A breakout of the Asian range, following structure. Maybe you're in order flow, you hit the institutional candle, right time, everything. And that's what GU gave us, right? So GU, sometimes GU is also kind of tricky here, but this was kind of like GU. This has been the first perfect trade I've seen in GU in like 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, right? Sometimes you'll get the perfect trade, and that's what this was right here. It was that perfect trade. You had the break of the Asian range, okay? You had the pullback here on Wednesday, a mitigation, okay, following structure, break on the 4 hour as well, and then 4 and 5, 7 a.m., that run and rally here, okay? This is a very, very, like, I would say the most perfect trade that you could actually ask for. And even had it during the New York session time, right, which was good. Even the pullback here, you see that at 9 a.m. right there, break of the range. Even if you missed the initial mark of Tuesday, what I called it, you still, because this is what I called it Tuesday, right, at 9 a.m. here. Even if you missed this, you had the opportunity Wednesday to come back and just based off of the strategy, make money. So, it's, again, this is a perfect trade, like the most perfect trade that you could kind of take. And they don't come often, guys. These are actually rare, I would say. Sometimes they'll have tricky trades like down here. You'll have some tricky trades like this here. Or I would say like sometimes this is the stuff I hate, man. Like I don't like this type of stuff. See this right here? All this noise. This is where you lose a lot of money. And this is why I was avoiding GU for a long time in November. Because this right here is like, why would I even look at this? I just didn't like it. You have swipe of liquidities, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the upside. Swipe of liquidities on the downside here. And I'm a swing trader, guys. So yes, I like to intraday trade, but the intraday trades help me catch thousands of pips to the upside. Yes, you can scalp in between here. Too much noise. This is where you lose a lot of capital, lose a lot of money. I want trending markets like this here. This is what I love, man. This is what I love. So we're looking for a rebuy here with GU. I'm looking at pullbacks here. Most likely internal structure. I'm looking at something here. I don't want to be greedy. I'm looking at a pullback in price around that zone, okay? And then potentially looking at something here. That's what I'm looking for, okay? I might have to catch it in the next range, so I'm completely fine with that. Let's look at USD CAD. CAD is in the same boat here. Hold on, let me lower the volume here. Let's talk about USD CAD here. Okay, kind of the same concept. Breaking structure, looking for sell zones. All right, I talked about a sell here on USD CAD. This thing is a free falling knife, so I'm not, obviously I'm looking for probably these areas here to get hit and get targeted. So again, I'm not looking to get into this unless, like, obviously Dixie's moving to the downside, but I'm looking at internal structure here. Sharp pullbacks would be here. This area has already been mitigated though. You see that? I wouldn't even think price would come here. That's where I would probably short. Let's look at the Asian range here just to get a little bit more clarity. Yeah. This is kind of where I'm looking at a specific short area. Very tight stop. Extension to the downside here. I don't even think price would come back up here. But if it did, this is what I would look at. In terms of a price target. That area right here. The end of this candle. What I'm looking at with CAD. Okay. Crypto's shot. Crypto's shot. Anybody who told me that crypto was gonna go to all-time highs is clearly not even in the conversation anymore. They're all gone. Crypto shot. What I'm looking for is shorts, more sells on crypto. Okay. I'm looking for an internal sell right around this structural point. Okay, that internal sell on that structural point, more sells on crypto. I'm trying to sell Bitcoin. That's my goal here. Try to sell Bitcoin to 77K. I think by winter, it'll go to 77K. We have to have one more swipe of liquidity to the downside here. MSRT, I'm looking at MSRT to go to 111. This is what I'm looking for. I'm shocked actually Nvidia dropped here, that it's in order flow. That's interesting. I didn't expect that. All right, let's take a look back at price here. Yeah, you see, you're gonna start to see those sells here with, I think there's a lot of volume to push SPX down. I don't trade SPX too often just because it swipes liquidity so hard, you know? I did want to sell here. It didn't come up to that zone yet, though. I just doubled down on my gold buys. That's like the biggest thing here this morning. Did we have breaks? Did we have closes? I want to see a close here with gold. If not, it's going to probably retrace and again, kind of do a little bit of a pullback, back and forth type of thing. GU, we're going to wait for a pullback here, but this thing is already kind of in the profit zone here from the day. And USD CAD. That's kind of what I'm looking at today, guys. Let's look at like some other stuff that's going on here. Let's look at like, as I wait here. 3-month high, but the increase was exaggerated by the holiday. I guess this is the narrative that they're trying to sell you guys right now. Interesting.
Unfortunately, no one can
Huh.
be told what the matrix is. You have to see it for yourself.
That data is terrible for stocks. Some shocked price is doing what it's doing right now. Oh, you know why? We're right now in, hold on. This thing should short here. I'm just shocked that it didn't come to this zone. Wait for a pullback. Here's your re-entry. Wait for 10 a.m. reversal, but here's your re-entry on gold. Potential re-entry. If you're not already in. Alright guys, let me see this here. I wish Bitcoin would actually go a little higher for us to short more. Alright guys, this kind of sums up our session here today. If you have any specific questions, feel free to drop it in the chat here. Again, I'm still in gold buys. I'm actually looking for SPX shorts here. Again, I don't really like trading this at all. I haven't done anything with SPX just because, again, like it looks like it's just moving back and forth here. Nas, I'm kind of in the same story here. Did it even like mitigate any zone? I mean, it mitigated this area here around 730, but nothing else. Kind of missed that earlier. Still in gold buys, still in GU buys, looking for a pullback. Gold looks like it's coming to a pullback. Looking for sells on USD CAD around this zone here. Sells on Bitcoin still to 77. And yeah, guys. If you have any other questions, please feel free to let us know.